Dear students, welcome to MOOC's online courses. My name is Dr. Milton Devadayavu, Assistant Professor, Department of Public Administration, Madras Christian College. Today, we will be discussing metropolitan cities, municipal corporations and Nagar Panchayat. The objective of this module is to make the students to understand about what is metropolitan city, on what category this one city can be considered as a metropolitan city. The second one is about municipal corporations. What is municipal corporations? Who is mayor? Who is commissioner? Municipal corporations? The functions of municipal corporation and the sources of income for the municipal corporation. The third one is Nagar Panchayat, under which we will be discussing about what is Nagar Panchayat, how the chairman and the ward members, the so-called councillors, are elected for Nagar Panchayats, and what are the functions of Nagar Panchayat. Finally, we will be discussing about the sources of income for the Nagar Panchayat. This is the objective of the session today. First, we will discuss about metropolitan cities. Which city can be considered as a metropolitan city? See, the metropolitan, the word which was derived from metropolis. This metropolis, it consists of two words. First one is meter, second one is polis. Meter means mother, polis means city, which means mother city. This metropolitan city can be considered as a mother city. So, the word metropolitan, which has derived a Greek word called metropolis. Okay, now we will discuss about the history of this metropolis. If you see, in olden days, this metropolitan city means it is reserved for the city which is the capital of empire or kingdom or for the nation, which means the capital cities can be considered as a metropolitan cities, because where all the transactions of the government will take place over there. See, this metropolitan city also, it is a business hub. Some of the metropolitan cities are predominantly, it is known for political headquarters. Other metropolitan cities, it is known for the religious places. That's how this metropolitan city is evolved. On the other aspect, if you see, metropolitan city, it is a urban city. This city, there will be huge amount of population will be dwelling in that particular area, in that particular city. There will be millions and millions of people will be living in that particular city, can be considered as a metropolitan city. The metropolitan city, it is basically divided based on the population. How much of population or how much of citizens are dwelling in that particular area can be considered as metropolitan city. Obviously, if there are more number of population, there are chances for upcoming industries, there are chances for a lot of business may get inside, there are a lot of chances for development in the infrastructures. So, these are all other opportunities for the metropolitan cities. The next one is about metropolitan city, importance of the metropolitan city, or you can consider it is a significance of the metropolitan city. It is economic and cultural center for the so-called state or so-called nation or so-called city. There will be a lot of cultural and economic activities which will happen over there. The other one is about the city which has international connections like airport. See, in India we have so many cities like Delhi, Kolkata and Mumbai. So it has a lot of international connections. There are a lot of transition it takes place, not only for the travelers or tourists, also for the trade and commerce aspect. Also the city, metropolitan city, it is well infrastructured in terms of communication, well infrastructured in terms of transportation. So this can be considered as a metropolitan city. Basically, the city will have a sound economic system, will have sound, the city has sound social system. The city where people, the population of 4 million and above can be considered as a metropolitan city. If you see in India, there are so many cities can be considered as a metropolitan city. As I mentioned earlier, like Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad can be considered as a metropolitan city, because there are, you can see a lot of, people will be dwelling, more than 4 million people are living in that particular city. But at the same time, in the, the recent trends, metropolitan of any place where you can find political, cultural, also there are a lot of economic centers will be there. Sometimes some of the cities may be very familiar for political, can be function as a political headquarters. Some of the cities it can be considered for cultural aspects. Others can be for considered as a business hub. But it is not necessary only one thing should be there, but sometimes it is a combination of all three things also can be in that particular city. So this city can be considered as a metropolitan city. Increasing tremendously in India, because almost all the cities are slowly moving from normal population. There is a migration from rural to urban, because of which, so the population of that particular city is increasing day by day. So each and every year there will be addition into metropolitan cities. The under which we must understand about what is megacities under metropolitan. As I mentioned earlier, the city which has 4 million and above population can be considered as a metropolitan city. Under which megacity means the city should have more than 10 million population. See, in India as of now, 3 cities which has more than 10 million population. First is Delhi, then Mumbai, then Kolkata. These 3 cities have more than 10 million population, but followed by other few cities are less than 10 million, but they are already there. They will be reaching 10 million very soon, like cities like Chennai, Bangalore and Hyderabad. So these cities very soon they will be reaching 10 million people. For an example, state capital Mumbai, it is a state capital of Maharashtra. At the same time, it is a metropolitan city which has more than 10 million and above population. But at the same time, Mumbai, it is a financial capital of India. It is Manchester of India. So it has the another provision, another significant. Under the 74th Constitutional Amendment of 1992, Part 9A tells about how the Constitution provides composition for urban local government, like metropolitan cities, municipal corporation, then ward committees, then Nagar Panchayat. They have metropolitan planning committees. These committees will decide on what are the measures has to be taken for the betterment of the urban local government. So whenever we study about urban local government, without studying of 74th Constitutional Amendment of 1992, we will not be able to complete the entire subject or entire detail about urban local government. Just I would like to list down few metropolitan cities which is there in India. First, Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Ahmedabad, Pune and Surat. These are all few examples, the cities which is considered as a metropolitan cities in India. As I mentioned earlier, how this Constitutional Amendment Act is important, 74th Constitutional Amendment Act is important. Likewise, Jawaharlal Nehru National Urban Renewal Mission is also important. The reason being is, under this project, they have come up with lot of measures in order to improve the quality of the urban area. People, those who are living in urban area, probably you would have seen a lot of transport corporation buses, government buses, JNNURM, that logo you can see, which means this bus is runs because of this Jawaharlal Nehru National Urban Renewal Mission project. They have identified 63 cities in India. So, selected cities, out of which 7 cities have been selected on the basis of population which exceeds 4 million and above. At the same time, they have chosen 28 cities where the population is less than 1 million. The reason being is, irrespective of the population, this project involves to provide the better amenities, better lifestyles for the people, those who are living in the urban area. Other important thing is Metropolitan Planning Committee. This Metropolitan Planning Committee, which helps to frame the policies for the metropolitan areas, which helps what are the measures has to be taken in order to provide quality life to the people, those who are living in the urban areas. It helps for the government to implement the policies, to execute the policies from the government to the areas of the metropolitan. We have few important authorities under Metropolitan Corporation. First one is about Metropolitan Police Authority. Second is Transport Authority, then Planning Committee, the final one is Environmental Authority. First, the Police Authority. This Police Authority, their main function or role is to give protection for the people, those who are dwelling in that particular city. This Police Authority takes care of law and order, not only law and order, including traffic, including all other aspects the city supposed to have. Second is Transport Authority. See, we all know that how important connectivity is, road connectivity especially how people, this transport helps people to commute from one place to other place. Especially city like, Delhi, Mumbai, Kolkata, Chennai, Bangalore also, it is very difficult to travel during the peak hours. It takes minimum 1 to 2 hours to reach from home to office. So that for that we should have a proper infrastructure to have a proper transport facility for the people to commute from their home to office, from one location to other location. That's why we have this committee. Next is Planning Committee. This Planning Committee helps for various plans in terms of any new policies comes in, how these policies can be framed, also for construction of government buildings, so that there is a Planning Committee. The last one is Environmental Authority. The role of Environmental Authority is, at any cost, beauty of the city is the nature. That should not be condemned, but this should not be spoiled. So that keeping all those things in mind, see, one hand developmental activities are important, and on the other hand, at the same time, without affecting our environment, we have to take measures for developmental activity. So, these four authorities under metropolitan corporations are important. Now, we will discuss about types of urban local bodies. See here, the first and foremost urban local body is municipal corporation. We will discuss in detail in the coming slides about municipal corporation, but this municipal corporation, it is such a big local government body in the urban local bodies, which enjoys greater autonomy when compared to other urban local bodies. Second is municipality, which means it is smaller than the corporation. It can be considered as a municipalities. Then notified area, which means town panchayat. So, this town panchayat, it is between two, neither panchayat raj nor municipality. It is a transitional area between these two. Then containment board, we have army and the other defense areas containment board. Then we have townships, like we have townships. If you take an example, Kalpakkam in Tamil Nadu, there is a township. Neyveli, there is a township. Neyveli Lignite Corporation, they have their own township. Then port trust, wherever port is there, it is port trust. Then special purpose agencies, which means it is a special area which is identified by the government. So, these are all types of urban local bodies, under which first we are going to discuss about municipal corporations. As I mentioned earlier, municipal corporations, which means it is a large urban area. See, any municipal corporation, if you take an example, which will have more than 100 wards, even 200, 252 wards also there in India. See, this municipal corporation which stands first, which means the topmost authority in the local body, which enjoys its own autonomy, greatest of autonomy when compared to other local bodies. This municipal corporation, this special statute, it is available from the state government. Each and every state, they have their own statute. If at all they are planning to come up with new municipal corporations, based on the special act, it will be considered. But for the cases like Delhi, here this Delhi Municipal Corporation, which was formed based on the bill which has been passed in the parliament from the central government, rule is applicable. Bill has to be passed in the union parliament. See, this municipal corporations, as I mentioned earlier, based on the population, they divide their geography into wards. Election Commission of India, under which there will be a state election commission, they will conduct the elections for these municipal corporations under the local body election. So, the people's representatives are nominated by the citizens, those who are dwelling in that particular area. For an example, if the particular corporation has 200 wards, means there will be 200 elected members from corporation. Each and every ward there will be one representation, people representatives, which means the elected members will be sent to the corporation office behalf of the so-called citizens. See, further these ward members, what they will do is, they will elect who will be the political head of the corporation, which means mayor. Mayor is considered as a political head of the corporation. Under mayor, deputy mayor, mayor is assisted by the deputy mayor. There will be deputy mayor. So, they are the actually functional head, first citizen of the city. This is the election of ward member, how they are electing the mayors and deputy mayors. If you see, basically the term of mayor is 5 years. Sometimes for some of the corporations they give just 1 year, but each and every after completion of 1 year it will be renewed. At the same time, in case of any disqualification takes place, again there will be same kind of process, again they will re-elect the some other person to become a mayor. Here the role of mayor is, as I mentioned, is the first citizen and head of the city, mayor. He will be presiding over all the meetings, whatever meetings takes place in the corporation. See, these municipalities basically, which has been established for the purpose of to administrators. Also, these municipalities, municipal corporations have their own power. They can invest their power in order to frame policies for the betterment of the particular state. As I mentioned earlier, mayor is the ceremonial head of the city. Mayor is the political head, is nominated by the elected members of the municipal corporations. For the executive functions, commissioner. Commissioner is basically appointed by the state government, is the executive head. How mayor is the political head, likewise for commissioner is the mayor is the political head, likewise commissioner is for the execution, is a head in terms of executive level. Basically this mayor is appointed by the state government. Their rank will be like, they are the IAS officers. Majority of the cases they are the IAS officers. How this commissioner has appointed, if you trace back the history, in the year of 1888, first which was introduced, 1909, it was recommended by the Decentralization Commission. The reason is policy framing and policy formulation has to be separated. See, as I mentioned earlier, the role of mayor is to framing the policy. The role of commissioner is to execute the policy. So, in order to separate these two functions, this 1888 Act provides this opportunity to separate these two. Later on it was recommended in the year of 1909. Next is, here commissioner is considered as, next commissioner is considered as the chief executive officer. Under him there is an office. For each and every department there is an office. The main function of the commissioner is administration and finance, which means collection of the revenue for the government as well as expenditure part. He holds the responsibility of signing all the checks. Also, commissioner acts the bridge, link between the corporation and the government. Bridging the gap, he is acting as a link between these two. The main functions of municipal corporation is supply of drinking water. So, assume that if there are 200 watts in that particular municipal corporation, his job is to provide drinking water facility to all 200 watts to all houses, electricity, road transport, public health, like providing education and construction of schools, also providing basic amenities in the schools. Also, they are responsible for issuance of birth and death certificates of the citizens. Drainage and other public works are under the live of municipal corporations. The sources for the revenue for municipal corporation, it is predominantly from the taxes. Taxes like property taxes, water taxes. Also, they get grants in aid from the state government. Also, if you are letting out any property for the rent purpose, that rent goes to the treasury of the corporation, municipal corporation. Also, they get taxes from the commercial vehicles which is registered in that particular city. These are all the functions and sources of income of the municipal corporation. Now, we'll move on to the next topic, Nagar Panchayat. This Nagar Panchayat, it is called Town Panchayat. Now, we'll be discussing about the third important urban local body. It is called Nagar Panchayat. Nagar Panchayat also can be called as Town Panchayat. Here, this Nagar Panchayat means neither it is a Panchayat Raj, which means a rural body, or the urban body. It is in between these two. It is a transitional body from rural to urban. The ground rule for Nagar Panchayat is there will be minimum of 11,000 population, from 11,000 to 40,000. Any area the population is more than 11,000 and less than 40,000 can be considered as a Nagar Panchayat, which means a town panchayat. On what basis, apart from this population, what made to have something called Nagar Panchayat? As I mentioned earlier, without studying of Constitutional Amendment Act of 74th Constitutional Amendment Act in the year of 1992, will not be able to understand this. This amendment gives a special provision where people will be moving from rural to urban. Basically, people will be moving from rural to urban because of employment opportunity or business. See, that time there are chances for this ordinary area or village can grow. At the same time, once it is been grown, henceforth it cannot be considered as a rural because the population has increased. Also, the revenue which comes from that particular area also is increased. On the other hand, from Panchayat Raj, from village Panchayat to, if it is elevated from village Panchayat to municipality, means that is also not possible, because this particular town Panchayat will not be able to meet all the requirements one village Panchayat can become a municipality. So, that is why it is considered as a transitional area between these two. Also, this transitional body which gives opportunity for lots of people can migrate from rural to, like it is a kind of semi-urban, not exactly semi-urban, it is a kind of semi-urban. So, as I mentioned earlier, the reason being why people are migrating from village to this kind of towns means employment opportunity. If at all they have any business, they will be moving, and other important is, so in order to have a decent lifestyle, like there will be lot of educational institutions, so they can provide good quality education to their children. Also, they will get other facilities like hospitals, transport facility. If someone lives in a village, probably beyond some time, like for an example after 9 o'clock in the evening or 10 o'clock, they will not have public transport to commute from main road to their village. If they come to town, so that it is possible. See, Article 243Q, which provides for the establishment of 3 kinds of municipalities in each and every state. So, this Nagar Panchayat also will have wards. Minimum of 10 wards it is required to become Nagar Panchayat. Also, there will be 3 people will be nominated from the government. The elected members the ward members or councillors further can elect, nominate the chairman, the chairperson for the town panchayat. So, this town panchayat will have unique or individual administrative power. They have their own functions, unique functions. This town panchayat, which basically comes under municipal administration and water supply department at the government level. The composition, there will be a chairperson. Under the chairperson, there will be ward members. So, these are all how we while discussing about municipal corporation, I mentioned about mayor, under mayor there will be councillors. Likewise, here also the same pattern follows. But when it comes to administration, see, this administration, there is someone called EO, executive officer. How corporations as commissioner, as administrative head for the town panchayat, EOs are the administrative head. These EOs will have their own office. There will be administrative staffs will be available like head clerk and bill collectors, so that they will assist the day-to-day activities of the administration of the town panchayat. When it comes to the political aspect, there is a reservation for the weaker section like SC and ST and women. So, the whatever regular reservation policies are applicable for other elections, it is also applicable for town panchayat. So, the next we will discuss about major functions of town panchayat. Here the major functions of town panchayat is water supply, also provide basic amenities for the people, including drainage, including provide drinking water to the people, also road facilities and other aspects. Also they will be maintaining the records of birth and death certificates. So, collection of property tax, these are all the main functions of the town panchayat. Other important thing is also the provide opportunities for self-employment. If some educated person is there, is looking for some self-employment, they can very well approach town panchayat to get grants and aid from the government, so that they can start their small medium enterprises. All the panchayats, it is computerized, just like that it is one click away, you can get whatever information you want about the particular panchayat. See, you are sitting at your home, you can get whatever information you want to know about the particular panchayat. Yes, it is very much available over there. The major sources of the income for the town panchayat is collection of property tax, professional tax, water tax, toll tax and license fee for approving for building. If you are purchasing a piece of land, would like to construct a house, yes, you need to get the approval from the town panchayat. So, for that there is a fee you have to pay in order to get the approval. So, that this is the major revenue for the source of income. Students, so far we discussed about three important urban local bodies. First one is about metropolitan cities, then municipal corporations, then Nagar Panchayat. We discussed about how these corporation mayor and the Nagar Panchayat town panchayat chairman are elected, and from the administrative aspect, who is commissioner, what is his role and responsibility, functions of the municipal corporation, the sources of income for the municipal corporation. Then we discussed about town panchayat functions and sources of the income. Thank you so much.